What's up, guys? I was just thinking about you because I'm sitting in here in the sauna and then I'm going to hit the cold plunge. And then I'll be heading over to the podcast to record with you guys. It would have been cool if you guys could have been here before the podcast. Next time. Chayse Life.
All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode. This is season 3, episode 5, renewed podcast. And if you guys haven't been watching, we got something for you. We're going to be doing a little bit of a recap, but if you haven't been seeing what we've been up to, we have a very special guest. He is a return guest. He's been on the podcast a couple of times. Please give a warm round of applause to Mr. Cory Sato. Thank you for being here, Cory.
Hey, thank you. Thanks, guys.
So, man, quite a lot is happening. You are the firefighter. You are the sauna and cold plunge expert for us here, just expanding your business and everything. So we got a lot to talk about, man. But first of all, how you been?
I've been good. Like you said, a lot to talk about. A lot going on. Firefighting on the side, I guess now, technically. But,
would
it's
firefighting be the side business?
No. Firefighting is full-time and but on the side compared to also full-time with Chayse Life, because it's just me and Amanda running it. Me, Amanda, and the kids. So it's both side by side, take up equal amount of time, and 2 full-time jobs. Yeah.
2 full-time jobs, man. And it's not just regular jobs, man. It's just entrepreneurship as well as saving lives out there. So in between all of that, man, how's everything else going? You still getting down with the jiu-jitsu and all that? How's the rest of the
Dude, everything else is getting pushed to the side more and more. Just trying to focus on keeping the family good and together, and using them to help build the business, and then just pushing through together. So jiu-jitsu got pushed back for me a little bit just because of the hours at the shop, but the kids are still going twice a week.
Nice.
Going, all the time. Yeah, they get to go
man.
way
That's
more
great.
than me, which is nice. Yeah,
Dude,
but-
the business, man. How's the
everything.
business growing for you and everything? How's all that handled?
Dude, so the business, speaking of the entrepreneur stuff, because that's all brand new. I was under the impression, like, if you build it, they will come. No, that's not true. Nobody knows about it just because you built it. So, like, spreading the word. After we opened, it was, oh man, spreading the word needs to be my job now, instead of just it's not just about running the shop. So learning all of that aspect, the social media, running all of that, marketing, but business has been great. It's been doing nothing but trending up. So people are coming in, they're feeling better and leaving better than when they walked in, which is the goal. A lot of the it's word of mouth is great for us. That's how we're getting a lot of returning customers, a lot of members, and then those members bring in their family, and then multiple times now, members' spouses are now members. So it's like a family affair. They bring in all their kids, and then one of the things that I didn't foresee is sponsoring athletes, and not just like professional athletes, because we sponsor right now one professional athlete. He's an MMA fighter, but multiple student athletes, and then just kids that are getting after it in life, and getting to not give back to the community, but give back to those individuals, like, as not I see fit, but just as they fit into like Chayse Life, and they start coming in, and then you see how they're kind of where they're going in their life, and then getting to boost them and help them out, and then provide that sponsorship, and then make that individual feel super special, like they were selected. We give out certificates and challenge coins, and make the kids feel super special, which is awesome. Like these small victories, and then they walk out feeling more confident and feeling more accomplished. So that's something that I didn't foresee.
Yeah, that's awesome. And, it's kind of dope that you're talking about how like much your business has been trending, because I've even noticed like on my social media, like I'll be scrolling through Instagram and I'll see someone that I know like, hey, check out Chayse Life and stuff like that.
Good.
I'm like, oh yeah, that's sick. Like checking out the cold plunge and stuff like that.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, it's good to see it going around the community. So that's awesome.
Dude, I appreciate that. It helps hearing that, being a small business owner, anybody, and you guys know, anytime that you hear from someone out, like, oh man, I heard the podcast, or I heard this, or they share something, it means a lot.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's also sweet too that you're not just offering a service that you don't take part of as well. Like, you are leading by example as well. Like, you just before, I'll put in a video like right now. What's the timestamp?
5:16.
5:16. I'll put it in right now. Cory sent me a video saying, hey, I wish you guys could be here. And he went the red light and sauna and then did a cold plunge, and then he came here. So it's like, it's cool. You're leading by example. You're not just all talk like, hey, this is healthy for you, but you don't. It's like you're doing it.
Yeah. More than just leading by example, I'm addicted to it. I love it.
Really?
Yeah. It's great. It makes me feel better, gets you firing, it makes every day a little bit better, a little bit brighter. It extends your fuse, less knee-jerk reactions, instead of when you're driving home, instead of when you get cut off, instead of freaking out, flipping them off, it's more like, whatever. And then you get home and you feel better instead of worse, So it's the exact opposite. It just starts snowballing, and then it just makes every day a little bit better.
Do you freak out just as much as you like the first time, or are you gonna get like in the cold water? I mean, like, are you like, like does it
He's
still
locked
hit the
in
same,
now.
or you just get in, you're like,
yeah, it doesn't hit the same at all anymore.
Do you ever miss that first little, or you're just like, I'm glad I
but
got
the
past that
endorphins are
part.
the same though, right? The endorphin release is the same.
You feel great. It's not as extreme like the very first time. Probably like everything.
Yeah.
You always hear about from the addicts that the first hit of heroin they're always chasing, right? I'm sure that's super similar. But no, you still get all of the benefits. You still feel great for hours. The anti-inflammation, like your knees feel better. I don't take Motrin at all anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, before I started, one of the reasons why I started the cold plunging was my body hurt every day. Now it feels, I don't say it feels great every day, but I don't have to take Motrin. And after the cold plunge and the sauna, then it feels great. And then that goes away, but you do it consistently every day, and it's a part of my routine every day now.
100%.
Now, these athletes that you're talking about in the sponsorship, this is all local athletes, student athletes that are like is this high school, the collegiate level, like?
Yeah, all the above. Well, now we have a college athlete. He is a baseball player here in Marietta, the high school, and he just graduated, but he got signed with Duke.
Wow.
Full ride to Duke playing baseball. So he came in and he brought his brother, and his brother has the same name as my little sister. So that's funny. Like, there's that common ground right off the bat. And the fact that he was in there with his brother was really cool. And he was just being a really good role model, very polite and respectful and like courageous. You could tell that he didn't want to do it, but his little brother was there. And so like he stepped up and did it with the whole group and stuff like that. Found out that they were a baseball player. He was a baseball player, and that's why he was doing it. And came back a couple other times, and then he inquired about a sponsorship. And then I was like, you know what? You're the perfect person. So we had just started doing it, and I was like, you could be number 2 essentially, because there was one little kid that was number 1. But yeah, so now we have a collegiate athlete that we sponsor.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's sick, man.
Now, for the people that may not know, giving a little background on your business itself, cold plunge, red light, and sauna therapy. You guys are in Marietta, and right now, you guys got open, you guys are doing your thing. What is kind of like the next thing that you guys are kind of focused on? Is it just the advertisement type of a thing? Is it getting the word out there? Is it, trying to get that sponsorship level to like a certain like I know you said you have a professional athlete. Is like the next thing to go after the more professional athletes? Like, kind of what's going on with that? Like, how's that kind of escalation happening?
The sponsorship was completely organic, and it was just something that was spur of the moment. We don't have any real plans for that. It's kind of as I see fit, I guess. As it just fits. I don't know. It just happens. But no, I don't. We're not pushing the sponsorship in any kind of way. Growing with the marketing, the social media. That's kind of where it's at. We're finding our niche. I've been reaching out a lot through Instagram and reach out to like personal trainers. A lot of personal trainers here at Nude.
Yeah.
PTs, physical therapists, chiropractors, people in the physical fitness realm. And then I invite them into Chayse Life to collaborate because everybody wants to do it, via email or phone or whatnot. But I tell them, like, hey, if you want to collaborate, come in and we'll set up an appointment, and either I'll go in the equipment with you and we'll do a full session, a sauna session and a cold plunge, and we collaborate in there because that's when all the ideas are generated. You have candid conversations. It's you're instantly a layer of vulnerability is exposed just because you have to get into the sauna, and getting in there you have to at least take off your shoes, right? So you're shedding something and you're kind of opening up right away. Then you get into the sauna, you're sweating, it's miserable, you just want to talk, and you end up just generating and coming up with really good natural conversations, and then good ways to promote your business. And it's the promotion just comes through exploration of talking about the business organically just by having the conversation in the sauna, which is nice. And then you get in the cold plunge and you get to see real reactions, and then a lot of laughs, and then that's what.
Yeah, man, let's talk about that.
So you worked it down to a science.
Yeah. How the reactions been, for the first timers? Are you finding yourself that you gotta really coach these people through it, or what's that like for the first timers?
Yeah. A few weeks ago, I came to the realization personally that I became a little jaded. I forgot how hard it was initially. And remembering again, like, it is significant. Getting in, you guys know, getting in the cold water.
Oh, I know.
It's an experience.
I don't think Ethan has gone to experience it yet.
At 12:25, we'll go ahead and put the clip in there. It was Xander.
But
do we have it?
We've had a couple people quit and get out before their goal, and it's been less than 5.
People have quit,
and they've all been people that I haven't been able to coach like beforehand. They've been really excited to get in, and they get so excited they get in, then they're like, nope, and they get out.
Like almost instant, like within 10 seconds?
Within 30 seconds.
Within 30, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like
somebody's going to quit, it's definitely within 45 seconds. Most of the time, it's under 30 seconds. It's that fast. Yeah.
I feel like maybe if you told them, like, hey, only 3 people have quit on me. Do you want to be the 4th? They'd be like, no. Maybe not.
Yeah, exactly.
A little motivation. I feel like it'd be funny if you had a little compilation video of like a bunch of people's first times going in and like just post that. I feel like that'd be a little funny clip.
That would be funny.
Yeah, especially if you could work it out where they'd be cool with you doing like a live session. It's first time. This is live. Let's go ahead and get the
like on Instagram Live?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, for maybe even some of the sponsored athletes if they wanted to get in on that one of the days. But that could be kind of cool, those reactions. But
yeah,
man. Are you finding that you're having to coach people more through the plunge or the sauna treatments? Because that's intense too. You guys have
the sauna's extremely intense.
Talk about the equipment real quick.
Hot.
I know that was one of the important things for you was to get the best of the best.
Yep.
The temperatures again for the cold plunge. What do they get to?
The cold plunges can get down to 37 degrees. We have 3 temperatures set: one at 40, one at 45, and one at 52. And the 52's up there for the women specifically. There was a podcast going around with Mel Robbins. Have you heard about her? She's like a Joe Rogan for women, essentially.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she has a lot of
She
different.
has like a Joe Rogan name, Mel Robbins. That's kind of dope.
Mel Robbins,
That's
yep,
dope.
yep. She has a lot of different scientists on and whatnot, doctors, and she had a female doctor, Dr. Stacy Sims, and she was talking about cold water exposure specifically for women, and if it's too cold, then their body goes into like a shock, and then it produces cortisol at a rate where their body can't uptake it fast enough, and then it's more of a negative impact instead of a net positive.
Okay.
So it's too cold. And a couple women approached me. They're like, "Hey, we want to do this, and can we raise it up?" And this is why I listen to the podcast, and I have an open mind, and I listen to the podcast, and they're spot on. So one is now 52 degrees, and
That's awesome.
just for the women, and it's in the private room, which gives the women a little bit more privacy if they don't want to be in their bathing suit out in the lobby with everyone else. But it's promoted to be a group community type event, because talking your way through it instead of going in the closet by yourself.
Yeah.
It's easier to do the cold plunge, facing each other.
For sure.
And the big saunas.
And for the women, would you say they start off usually at 52, and then if they'd like, they can go lower as their body gets used to it? Or is it like recommended from the podcast, so you saw that most women just like kind of stick with 52?
It's completely up to them. Amanda still does the 40 and the 45.
Okay. And she has
and I think it probably
any...
has to do with that tolerance. You probably start at 52 and then work your way down, but it has to do with them and listening to their body. And
Got you. So you're saying for like the first couple times, if it's super cold, it shocks the body, and then the cortisol kind of shoots up. But if you have if you're built up to it, your body won't release so much cortisol that your body can't uptake it.
Yeah, the cortisol won't overwhelm your system, or your system is more resilient and more efficient at working through that cortisol and eliminating it more efficiently. And
I know you said that there's been customers coming in, a good amount and stuff like that. If you could guesstimate, how many sessions do you think it takes before they're not dreading it? Before they're I'm here, yeah, I'm just here to do it, or whatever, just the gym, because people come in, they're like, dang, I'm so sore, but it could be dang, I'm still not used to how cold it is, versus I'm just here, I feel sore, I'm gonna get in the cold, and it's
Dude,
not really.
One of my guests, he's a regular all the time, and he still dreads it every single day. And he tells me about it too. We kind of joke around, but he obviously loves it, and he goes, "I do it because I love the way it makes me feel afterwards." Whereas there are other guests that come in now, and they come in chipper, and they're excited about it instead of nervous. You know? They know exactly what it's gonna be like. They know exactly how it feels, and then what they should feel like afterwards, and then that afterwards is what everybody's expecting and looking forward to.
Wow, so it's a total just range, everyone's different.
There are a lot of differences. So one of the big differences, I'm trying to eliminate all the excuses. So one of them is my feet hurt so bad it feels like knives are going into my feet or my toes. And so I listen to people, and there's a lot of guys at work that had the same exact type of sensation, and so now I have little ankle socks.
Nice.
That anybody can wear. They're loaners. I'll wash them. It just goes in the laundry. I do all the laundry anyways. And it's like a little wetsuit for your toes, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're still going to get the systemic benefits of being completely submerged in the water with the rest of your body, and now your feet are just a little bit more insulated, where it's not as extreme. You're not getting the pins and needles.
Yeah.
But you're getting all the other benefits.
Yeah.
So just trying to eliminate some of those excuses.
I hear that's the worst part, your fingers and your toes.
It could be intense.
Yeah.
Your hands.
You would know if you jumped in that day.
You would have known. Yep.
No, you were sick. I'll let you slide.
Yeah, I was feeling like dog shit that day.
You were looking like...
I still showed up. Yeah, thank you, Phil. I still showed up to film, though.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, it was a nice, bright, sunny day, so no excuses. But
That's crazy.
No,
Corey said he didn't recommend for me to do it. I even asked
true.
Corey.
It's
Didn't want
true.
you to be
Shouldn't
there,
do it if you're sick.
Yeah.
He said, no, I wouldn't do it.
Yep.
So, ha, and ha. No, I'm just joking.
So, what are some of the best recovery stories that you're kind of getting from this, where you see people who are just in some pain or in the middle of recovery, and you're walking along that journey of recovery with them? Like, is that something you could talk about? Like, you got
one of the most eye-opening things was one of my customers was going through and getting cupped on their back, like they had a back injury.
Oh, okay.
And you could see exactly where the line of water was because it cut right through like one of the marks of the cup. And the bruise that wasn't underwater was completely there, and then where it was, you could see the exact line. And that was after like a couple days.
Really?
What?
Yeah, and so the bruise is all healed up, and it was right where the water line goes, and it was like 3 cups on their back.
That's crazy.
I was like, oh, that's cool. And so I was telling them about it. We took pictures, and it's like, oh man, that's super cool.
Wow.
So I mean, that was visually evident. Everybody comes in and they feel better. One of the things that I wasn't expecting was people to tell me about their sleep. I've always been a pretty good sleeper. Like, I fall asleep easy. I usually stay asleep. But people were started coming up to me and they're like, man, it's really affecting my sleep. And then I started paying attention to different podcasts about sleep and the cold water exposure and then the sauna and stuff like that. And there is something to it. And more and more people are telling me how much better they're sleeping. And it doesn't matter if they're doing it right before bed or earlier in the day. They feel better throughout the day if they're starting in the morning, and then they're still feeling like they're sleeping better in the afternoon. And then the same thing, if people are finishing their day with it, they go home feeling super relaxed, and then they feel like they're sleeping better that night. And your recovery happens when you're sleeping. So
And what are the correlations like between? Is it just like endorphin levels that are elevated and it just kind of helps relax you a little bit more so you're prepared for sleep, or like what were you finding in the podcast to kind of link the two between better sleep and?
I think there's something to that. Yeah, you get kind of an adrenaline dump. If you're excited to get in that cold water, and then you're getting all of those feel-good hormones. Eventually, they're going to go away, and then you're gonna end up coming back down, and then feeling more relaxed and sleepy. But also the sauna, if your core temperature's hot, then when you're cooling back down, you naturally relax and you feel a little bit more calm and sleepy. But it's the same type of thing after hard workouts. You know, after you kind of calm down after your workout, you feel kind of like a crash sometimes.
Yeah.
So it depends on kind of what you're doing. If you're going to ride that workout at the beginning of the day and it's going to launch you into your day, it does things different for you. You know, they feel a little bit different. Whereas if it's the workout at the end of the day and you know that you're going home, like it feels a little bit different.
Yes. Yeah, it does.
So I think that it's kind of similar to that.
Yeah.
Oh,
sure.
Okay. No, that definitely makes a lot of sense. Well, alongside with the business, you know, I know that you got your hand in a couple of other things, including some partnerships with Jocko Willink, you know, and getting the Mulk and the Jocko fuel and all that stuff. And you brought a couple of things for us today, and some of those were something new. What's some of this stuff that you brought for us here, and when did you start incorporating this into the business and this new? I haven't even seen this, the hydration stuff. Like, when did you start getting all this new stuff? The last thing I think we saw was just the Mulk, right?
Yeah,
The Mulk
some of the
Mulk and the cookies.
An energy drink.
The cookies were good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the cookies. Yeah, no, the Jocko fuel we've had and since we opened, but the Jocko fuel is something that I took that helped me when I was on my getting back on the path journey and getting healthy again, and it's something that I wanted to help pass on to other people. Like, I'm just trying to share things that have helped me and on my journey with others, and that's one of them. So I wanted to bring it into the store and share it with others. So yeah, it's one of their new drinks.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really
fruit
like
punch,
this fruit punch one. Yeah,
hydration.
Blue Raz is pretty good too.
and I really like how it says contains no juice.
And
Yeah, honestly, it just
affiliated
feels
with
like
yourself.
clean.
Yeah, LMNT. I'm one of the ambassadors or affiliates.
And what is that?
Yeah.
It's
talk about that.
it's an electrolyte drink. It's more salty but slightly carbonated. Yeah, just good electrolytes, rehydration. It's for before the sauna, during the sauna, after the sauna. Great for recovery.
Nice.
Yeah.
What would you rate it, Phil?
It's definitely on the salt. You know, it's got that salt.
Salty.
Does it really?
Yeah.
It really does.
I mean,
Yeah.
1,000 milligrams of
Mhm.
sodium.
Yeah, man. No, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. It's got a good taste. It's definitely, you can taste the black cherry lime. I like it. What about yours? What's yours? What did you
Mine?
get?
I got Blue Raz. This one's pretty, honestly, really good. It just tastes like clean. I give this solid 8.3.
Yeah, I got the same one Xander did, but I got Fruit Punch. I really appreciate how this doesn't, like Xander was saying, it tastes just clean. It doesn't taste artificial. It doesn't taste, I don't know, like there's a bunch of crap in it, like sugary and all that stuff. This tastes super clean. But I wouldn't expect anything less from Jocko, to be honest. Like his mindset with this is like clean, like really, really, beneficial products. I'd give this for what it is, like an 8.7 out of 10. This is super, super good.
Don, how about you? We got Don, the cameraman, back there.
Yeah.
Sipping on a flavor. What do you think, Don? What do you give yours? 8.5.
Okay.
Which one did you get?
The Stay Salty Watermelon flavor.
Stay salty watermelon. Yeah, I got the black cherry lime. I'd give this one a solid 8. A solid 8. Yeah, it's definitely good. You that salt hits you though. Like, yeah, I was like, dude, you want to waterfall?
I gotta
real
try.
quick?
I'll waterfall it.
It's instantaneous.
It's cold still too.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Whoa.
Right?
Whoa. Yeah.
All right, I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah, it is. It is
I
actually
didn't
really
offer to you,
salty.
but-
I usually dilute it.
Oh, you dilute it in what?
Mhm.
Just water?
Yeah, I usually do 1 can and a bottle of water in my hydro flask, like a 40 ounce.
Get the 40 with you.
It's a
Mhm.
little salty, huh?
Yeah.
It is salty.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend diluting it, like Cory was saying.
So you'll sip throughout the day on this, or this is like right before you go into the sauna, you'll hit this with the water, or something
Both,
like that?
yeah,
Okay.
both, all the
Okay.
above. Yep.
All right, man. So
Nice.
you got a whole routine kind of going there. Also, you guys had the Jocko supplements, right?
Yep, all the supplements from like vitamin D, magnesium, brain power, which is a nootropic, kind of like Alpha Brain.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all the supplements. His logo or motto is clean fuel.
Okay.
So it's all made in America, third party tested,
Mm-hmm.
which it's important because my kids drink the protein drinks, they drink the hydrates, they drink the protein powder. So
dang.
it's
No
important.
red
that it's-
40
yeah.
in these bad
Yeah,
boys.
no. No, guys,
Now, are they
No,
both
no.
still doing jujitsu?
both of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
There you go, man.
Finishing up their first year of being homeschooled.
Oh, dang.
Okay.
Lots of changes. Lots of changes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
Classroom at Chayse Life, right there.
Oh, yeah, right in the
Okay.
back.
All right.
A lot of their schooling's being done right
Oh,
there.
yeah, you said they're working with you now, too,
Mhm.
right? Oh, that's pretty
Yep.
sick. Look, yeah, that's a nice. Is that what you meant earlier
Cool.
when you said that you're using your family to help you build your business as well? Or
Yeah, they're there. They get to, one of the big motivating things on the entrepreneur side is showing your kids how to do it. You know, they get to see it firsthand.
Mhm.
The leading by example
Yeah.
aspect.
Yeah.
You know, if I broke my back today and I couldn't do firefighting tomorrow, then I still have a way and a means to make money, you know,
Mhm.
and show them that there's other ways, even though, you know, there's other catastrophes, and there's always good things or a good idea to have backups in plan and things like that.
Yeah, for sure.
So a lot of good things
That's awesome.
come from
That's
it.
awesome.
And then I had another question. So you said how you always like to show people or introduce things into your shop that have helped you so you can use those to help other people. Do you have anything else in mind coming in the future? Like, oh, this helped me out on my journey. I want to introduce this next thing to people. Or do you feel like you kind of have everything you want at the time?
Dude, I want a lot more.
Yeah.
I want a lot more. Not necessarily because it's helped me in the past, like certain supplements and whatnot, but because I'm curious. One of the reasons why I opened Chayse Life is because I was curious about the sauna and the cold plunge. I had never done the contrast going back and forth. And
Oh, really? So
I had
Chayse Life was your first time doing
that was my
both?
first time.
Oh,
Mhm.
dang.
It was
Wow.
in the
I
shop.
did not know that.
Yeah, it was an experience, and I was by myself. Got a little dizzy. I was by myself, and I was like, "Oh man, I need to control my breathing a little bit." I was like, "I can't have this be how I go out. Get found the next day in the shop by myself, in the cold plunge.
That'd be
They're supposed to be healthy for you.
Yeah.
Found dead in his own shop.
Lord.
Yeah, that would be a crazy little news title right there.
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
what I'm curious about hyperbaric chambers.
Ooh.
There's a lot of good things coming out about those.
Mm-hmm.
What are the hyperbaric chambers?
So it's there's two different kinds. Well, there's probably more than two kinds, but there's like a soft-sided one, and it looks like a tent almost that you get in. A lot of them are they're cylindrical looking. You get in there, you lay down. Some you wear oxygen, like a nasal cannula, or some are oxygen's pumped into it. So some are soft-sided or some are hard-sided. The hard-sided ones can get up to like 4 atmospheric pressures. So why that's good for you is the oxygen molecules that are in there, everything gets pressurized. So as it's pressurized, if the oxygen molecule is this big at normal atmospheric pressure, and then you add one atmospheric pressure, it gets a little bit smaller. 2 atmospheric pressures, it gets a little bit smaller. 3, 4, it's smaller. So now that oxygen molecule can diffuse into different areas where it doesn't usually get. And oxygen's healthy and is anti-cancer and does all of these other things, along with all of those other gases. When they get pressurized and smaller, they get into your joints and then into your brain and just different areas. So there's a lot of cool science coming up and studies that talk about it, and as technology gets better, they become more accessible. So maybe in the future I'll get one of those in the shop.
That'd be sick.
Yeah,
I hear a lot of benefits about that, and a lot of famous YouTubers do them. Say it helps with blood flow and just respiratory, just everything.
Yeah, I think if money wasn't an option, everybody would have one in their house.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't done it personally, but I do hear a lot of benefits.
Yeah, so it'd be cool. I'm curious about that.
You haven't tried it yet yourself?
I have not.
No?
I have not.
Dang,
My mom's done it for medical reasons. I think it was for, it might have been for a cancer thing. She got one or used one a couple times, but that's my only personal, talking to someone that I know that's done it.
And you can just get one. You have to have training
That's
for it.
the thing. Yeah, you have to have a prescription. Yeah, or be a provider and
really?
write prescriptions. Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
It's like one of those healthcare practitioner tools or something like that, where it's a controlled tool.
Oh wow.
One of those reasons being, if you have 100% oxygen and then you pressurize it, it can explode. So there was a 6-year-old and his mom within the past couple years that died when one exploded.
Wow.
So, yeah,
the chamber
could be
itself
serious.
exploded?
Yeah.
Ooh, dang.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So the commercial ones that we would have in the shop wouldn't be that extreme, and there wouldn't be 100% oxygen.
I don't think they would sell that to anyone.
Yeah, no, it'd be soft-sided and.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. I didn't know you needed a script for it. I thought you could go to a luxury, wellness spa or wellness something, and
Right,
then it may be expensive for you, but I didn't think you had to have a physician.
Well, then you probably have some technician or someone there to take your vitals and make sure that you're healthy enough to experience, going under an atmosphere or 2 of pressure. Like your eardrums aren't going to explode or things like that.
At least you have experience with all the vitals and stuff, so that part would be easy, right?
Yeah, but then there's a whole process, a whole liability process.
Insurance goes up.
No, for sure. He said the insurance would skyrocket.
It might.
Yeah.
It might.
Man.
Just because there's a possibility of it exploding, we're gonna.
Right. We heard once that it exploded.
No, that's crazy.
That or a sensory deprivation tank would be cool.
Sensory
I don't even
deprivation.
Like a
Rogan
float
talks
tank.
about those.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be cool. I've never done one. Amanda's done one. She loved it. She did it when she was
Really?
pregnant. Yeah, it helps take all the pressure off of your body because you're just floating in space, right?
Where was that?
This one was in Canyon Lake
Oh, okay.
at a small business. It's called Baby Bound Ultrasound. And I think that it's they do ultrasounds for 3D ultrasounds, things like that. But then they also have a room with a deprivation tank.
And does that have to be written from a physician as well? That
No.
No, you
That's
can just go and do
the
it.
cold plunge. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, is
Yep.
it just
But
a all black cold.
When you're
kinda?
inside, it's dark. There's no light.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like you can't tell whether your eyes are open or closed. It's all
That's
pitch
kind of
black.
scary, though, no?
Well, then you're
Yeah.
just floating too.
You're floating.
Just,
Because I feel like
you've-
you get to a point where you're so relaxed, you're like, what's up and down? Like,
Exactly.
I think that's
the point.
probably the
that's
point,
kind of the
right?
point,
That
right?
is exactly the point. Yeah, like almost like a meditation.
Right.
wow.
So what are the benefits for that? Just like mind.
Besides, yeah. So that's why it was designed, was for like the mind and meditation, and like to help you get into that sensory deprived type of meditation. But it's filled with 1,100 pounds of salt, like Epsom salt, and
Oh my
the
God.
magnesium.
Yeah,
and
so you're
stuff in it.
buoyant.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you float.
Yeah.
No matter what, you couldn't sink if you wanted to.
Oh dang. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're
That's
good. Even if you
crazy.
fell asleep, you'd be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Look, you want to try that?
Especially if you're bigger in stature.
like, what is-
I mean, there's,
Yeah.
there's no, there's no
What does it actually look like though? Is it just kind of like a what is
Like
it?
a space pod almost.
Okay.
Like,
Mm.
yeah, some look like that space pod. Some look like a tanning bed, kind of, where it kind of
Okay.
closes like that.
Mm.
I still have that irrational fear that, like, if it's all dark and I'm in a body of water, I'm like, dude, is there a shark underneath me about to get me, bro? I feel like my mind would
You
like
start
I'd be
tripping in a
tripping.
sensory deprivation.
Yeah.
thing.
Just like
no.
how long have
No,
I
I
actually
think-
been in there?
I think I'd
Yeah.
be fine, but it's like, you know, when you're a kid and you go swimming at night with no lights or anything, you're like, oh, is there like something that's gonna get me? or whatever,
Yeah,
lurking,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, but no, I think I would be like wondering like how much time I actually spent in there.
Yeah,
you know, and
exactly.
getting lost in that because I'm the type of person that when my train of thought gets going, it'll just keep going and going and going. And so,
Mm.
like, I'm sure you could probably run away with your thoughts in that place and just feel like maybe you've been in there for 5 minutes and it could be, you know, an hour and a half or something like that. I'm
Yeah.
sure you got to pay, you know, I'm sure they have a clock or something like that watching you, but like, what other things I guess could kind of happen in there, like other than just kind of losing track of time? Are you supposed to just kind of zen out, trying to turn everything
Yeah,
off?
what
or
is the
something?
point
Like,
of it? Is it just to zen out like he was
I
saying?
think
or?
that is some of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Some of it is time away from electronics, you know, just
Mm.
like, yeah, I think a lot of it is some of that, just zenning out or zoning out.
And it's silent, right? Like, aren't they soundproof?
I think
too?
I think you can do it however you want. I think you can plumb in some music. You could probably plumb in some light. Like the one at the pregnancy place was for women to take some pressure off of their joints. So maybe they don't want to be like in the zen and claustrophobic, you know. Maybe they
Yeah.
do want some light, and there's probably some light options where,
Yeah, for sure.
but
Gotcha.
yeah, soaking in the tub.
Yeah. And that's sick. Your facility is gonna look like a whole like space camp here in a couple of years. Got the hyperbolic chamber with the little
Mhm.
space pod. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be crazy.
That'd be cool. So, along like with running the business and everything, you definitely getting a lot more information. You know, changing up some of the temperatures and things like that with the new information that you're hearing. How are you keeping up on all of the new, you know, changes and new machinery or technology and things like that? Like 2 jobs, family. Like, how are you? Do you specifically kind of chart out some time to do some research and development as the business owner, or is it just like, hey, I'm gonna get these podcasts recorded and just start just getting it all memorized in there? Like,
Yep.
when do you find the time to do all that, and how does that?
Yeah, luckily, the business started because it is a part of my passion. You know, listening to these educational podcasts where they're talking about the benefits and the science behind it. Some of the doctors, Dr. Rhonda Patrick, Dr. Peter Attia, Huberman, Rogan, when he has on all those doctors. I enjoy listening to that stuff. So when I'm driving, I don't listen to music. It's a podcast or a book or something like that. There are times where I'm like, oh man, I need a break from something, so I'll listen to some, you know, space book or a fiction book or fun podcast where it's just the boys talking and joking around or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
Throw you guys on, hear what's going on over there. But I enjoy learning about it, so it's something that I enjoy listening to in the car and stuff like that, my downtime.
Nice, man. Now, along with being, you know, your own business owner and, you know, getting all these new sponsorships and all that kind of stuff, charting those waters there, you're still a firefighter. And we've had quite a lot in California happening with Palisade fires. You know, just right now in Los Angeles, there's riots that are happening right now. How does that kind of affect you as a firefighter, seeing what's happening? You know, are you getting phone calls to assist, or are you like, that was the first thing I kind of thought of, like when I saw the Palisade fires. It's like, man, I wonder if they're going to be extending or asking for help from people like Cory or people that I know that are in service. Like, as a firefighter, from your perspective, when you see that kind of stuff, are you geared up and saying, hey man, like if you guys need me, I'm ready to help out? Or now that you got your own business, like how do you kind of balance all that stuff? And is there even like a phone call that you guys get to assist and things like that, you know?
That's actually the word I was going to talk about. It's not like they call and request you by name, like, hey, my buddy Cory is a firefighter at this department, you know, let's send him. All the requests go through the department and things like that. So we have teams that are ready to go and respond to certain things, whether it's anything from like a large animal technical rescue where a horse is in a trench and the horse needs help getting out, to the Palisades fire. We sent people out there, and then everything in between, from swift water to hazmat to bomb squad and stuff like that. So it's a huge department, a huge team. My specialty right now, I'm assigned to the airport at Ontario Airport. So that's one of the spots where the airport always has to be staffed, so we're one of the last to go out to other things. We stay, other people in our team from other stations inside of our department go to those other things because it's part of their specialty.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's kind of a lot of talk going on between, you know, people saying that certain reservoirs should be full and things like that, and certain fire hydrants in areas weren't turning on or didn't have enough water. You know, how does a city, you know, if you're going to try and, you know, I guess, quote unquote, play devil's advocate, how does a city that large even manage and maintain and make sure that that's all up to par, you know? I mean, could you shed a little bit of light on that from the firefighter's perspective?
Dude, from the firefighter's perspective, the basic is the fire hydrant's there, and when I turn it on, water should come out. You know, there are ways to tell when the fire hydrants are out of service. Usually there's a trash bag over them, or they're taped off, or things like that. But when I attach a fire hose to it and I open it up, water should be coming out, especially a first world country in these really nice cities. I don't know why it wouldn't. So I don't know how they run out of, I have no idea. And it is complex to get water out of that fire hydrant, right? Like all the pumps, all the reservoirs, all of those things. I mean, it is a complex system, and it's people with six-figure salaries, and it's their full-time job to make sure that our municipal, like our city, has water, you know? So I don't know. That's not a part of my specialty. I hook up to the fire hydrant and water comes out. That's what I know.
Right. It seems it's so unfortunate because it seems like there's several stories coming out like that where they had either malfunctions or very low pressure or even not at all. And it just kind of makes you think and wonder, you know, where do you check and who do you hold accountable to a certain extent, you know, like where do you go from there? Because it was a huge issue, and it's reported at several different places. Is that square at the head of the fire chief in the Los Angeles area, or did they assign those like checks and balances through other people? Like, how does that kind of chain of command work with fire?
At that scale, dude, honestly, I don't know. That's extreme. That's way over my head. And the lowest level.
Because to me, it just seems like unfathomable, like of a responsibility
the loss
in that county. You know,
absolutely, I agree completely. I don't know how it ever happened, in the state that we're in, the first world country that we're in. I have no idea how that happened.
I don't know either, man. Because everyone knows what Cal Fire is. I mean, we have fires basically all year round. I mean, really bad in the summer, but it's so dry out here that like anything could. And it's just people who are lighting things on. Like it's not just natural. Like people.
Right.
Do we even know how that started? The Palisade?
I don't know. Because I am so busy with the business, I don't follow a lot with that. But you're absolutely right. Cal Fire, first people from all over the world come to train at Cal Fire, you know, to get this type of training. Exposure.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I have no idea. It is wild.
It's very sad. Well, on the firefighter aspect, how much time do you think that you are charting on the calendar for your time as a firefighter? Are you just going to continue to go on? And
Oh yeah, dude, I love it. As much as I love Chayse Life and the business, I love firefighting. It's been my job, you know, since I was going to the station with my dad when he was a firefighter when I was a little kid. You know, it's my first love, so I'm not walking away from it till I retire.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
And when is that? When do you have that?
I can retire when I'm 50.
Okay.
50.
So I'm 30, 37, almost 38.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a good ways to go.
Yeah, man.
Just over 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so if things continue to go well with Chayse Life business, still staying as a firefighter, just expanding the business then and opening up more Chayse Lifes and things like that?
Yeah, dude, to be completely honest, in my naive dream, I thought that the business would be completely standalone, running itself by now. I didn't know anything about running a business or opening or operating a business before. It will be a reality eventually. That is still the dream, and the goal is to have it completely running itself. And then if it is doing really well, there are places that, you know, family wants me to open or friends want me to open somewhere like Salt Lake or in Tennessee, you know, different places. So there are opportunities and places where we could expand, but that's not right now. Yep. Maybe the 5-year goal, 10-year goal.
Nice.
There you go.
Totally possible.
So you got
100%.
You got some merch. You plan on dropping some Chayse Life merch, or is that just for the employees?
No, this is Amanda special.
Yeah, okay.
She makes all my shirts.
Nice.
So we haven't launched anything yet, but
okay.
Yeah, eventually.
All right.
For sure.
Down the line.
Yep, I like it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it looks clean. The OD green looks nice.
I like it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Well, you definitely got, you know, I remember you shared that vision statement for Chayse Life, and it seemed like there was so much going. I was definitely taken back and surprised by how detailed and goal oriented that you are. I have no doubt that those goals are going to get accomplished. But we always like to talk about kind of words of affirmation, or just kind of some words that help people get going through, you know, some difficult times and things like that. And it seems like you've learned so much with the process of opening up a business and maintaining that business, working 2 full-time jobs and the family life and things. What would be some advice that you could give yourself, even just a couple years ago, back when you were at the drawing board getting this ready, and how could you kind of pass that information along to other people who may be hesitant to do something like this and taking a leap of faith, doubling down on themselves, things like that? What kind of advice could you give somebody that is in a similar situation that you were a couple of years ago?
It's hard. It's hard. When they say that there's the hard time for sure. Like with anything great that is worth doing, it's going to be hard. It's going to be harder than you think, but it's also going to be more rewarding than you think. Like all the sponsorships, all the relationships, it is so much more rewarding than I ever thought that it was going to be. But it was also harder. So I mean, that roller coaster is there. It's all a part of the journey, but not giving up, because I think that everybody, when they're starting, they start to, their confidence dwindles. They ask themselves, is this really going to work? Is this happening? Should we keep going? But we always had the mentality of there's no other option. We're doing it. There's at least a 3-year lease and a 3-year commitment, so we're going to do it and make it the best possible that we can and just keep going. But I was just at a barbecue for a friend's graduation. He just graduated high school, and I was one of my former, where I went to middle school. He's now like a administrator, but he was a former principal there, and he and like all the principals adopted one of my principals when I went there, his quote, and his quote was, "Make it a great day or not, the choice is always yours."
That's crazy.
And so like that got adopted from principal to principal to principal, and now I'm talking 2 days ago to the principal. He had been
exactly
the
who
principal
you're
there.
talking about.
Yeah, and it was at Thompson Middle School.
Yep, Mr. Vanderbilt.
something? It's something like that, right?
Yeah.
Is that his name or no?
The original principal was Mr. Valdez, but this was back in the day. Like
No,
we
that was every single like Monday or something.
Yeah.
Make it
and then
a great day or not.
So I was just talking to him. He's like,
when you
all
said
the
that, I was like, wait,
principals
hold up.
adopted it because it was a good one, so they just kept it going.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's up to you. You know how you want to paint your day, how you want to paint your picture. It's a great day or not, and the choice is yours. So leaning into that in the business and
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
I think that was a perfect.
Perfect.
Dude, closer, man.
Yeah,
that was a
perfect.
I know.
Spin the
You
truth.
can almost just fade it out after he says it. Make it a great day or not.
thanks, Mr. Valdez.
Yeah, right.
Thank you.
Shouts out to the
Appreciate
teachers.
it.
They knew what they were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, we've been catching up for an hour. You definitely thing that I kind of stuck out to me is the fact that you're still learning so much about the business and you're tweaking it here and there to get it to be that health and recovery center that you had envisioned, and you're not afraid to make those changes. You're not afraid to listen to your clients and new information. I just think that is going to be pivotal to anybody's growth, just from a personal stance, but from a business as well. I commend you on that. I think that that's awesome that you're making those changes and just being adaptable. I think that that's cool, man. So
Thank you.
Definitely
100%.
congratulations on all the business. We hope that you have continuous success and that you're able to continue to balance your both work life and the family life. You've got a very, very busy schedule and a lot on your plate. But with that being said, you have 1, 2, 3 cameras available, so that if you want to go ahead and drop any sort of plugs or any sort of information that's coming out, anything that's happening right now at Chayse Life that you want to go ahead and drop, any one of those, feel free to go ahead and drop some information, even if it's just plugs to your socials.
Man. Which one you choosing?
Excuse me. At Chayse Life, we're actually going to be starting a podcast inside the sauna.
Nice.
Interviewing people inside the sauna and then inside the cold plunge, getting those candid conversations and learning about it by collaborating inside the sauna and cold plunge with other business owners. I was like, we have to get this on tape. Like some of these messages that you hear from other business owners, their struggles and stuff like that. I don't think that you'd get it in any other.
For sure.
It's all business owners that will be getting in the sauna.
Not just business owners.
Okay.
Nope. Interviewed athletes, a couple athletes so far. Yeah, just different things. But what else is going on? That's the newest thing.
And when is that launching? Like full episodes? You're gonna be launching all that soon, or you have a
launching
date ready?
soon? No date, but it's coming soon.
All right.
Yeah.
And as far as your Instagram, is that where they'd be able to find it? So start following
Instagram
you now?
and YouTube. It'll be the Chayse Effect.
The Chayse Effect.
Chayse Effect.
I like that.
Thank you so much for being on again. We really do value your time and just everything you've offered for us. So.
Oh, dude, absolutely. Thank
And
you
the
for
free
having me.
and the Jocko
yeah.
and the Jocko fuel.
Some of
Say
those
no to free
drinks.
Jocko drinks, man.
Yeah, we
Keep
definitely
the boys healthy.
absolutely. We definitely got to come down and see your place soon.
Yeah,
So,
dude,
we'll
that'll be the videos.
Yeah,
yeah.
that'll be an interview in the sauna, maybe.
Yeah.
Ethan maybe hops in the
It would be a
cold plunge.
Yeah,
It would be a
finally.
short interview. We're just gonna all pass
Whoa.
out. The camera equipment's gonna overheat, but we'll do what we can.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Figure it out.
Well, thank
Figure
you
it
guys. But thank you guys so much for watching. All of Cory's links, like the Chayse Effect and everything, is going to be down in the description below. So go ahead and check that out. Support him, follow him, all that good stuff. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching episode 5 of season 3. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.